Okay, so let's start out. Okay, let me tell you what we will be concentrate. So that I mean like to focus today. For this format, I will just touch and go with you because by right you should be very familiar with the formats. But if there's anything you want to clarify, then you may ask me. Okay. So basically it's for your BM. How many papers in total? There are 4 papers, isn't it? So one paper is like the karangans. The other paper is a tata bahasa pemahaman, everything is included. And then after that, you will have the lisan. Lisan is what? Bertutur dan juga mendengar. Ada 4 kertas, okay? Jumlah 4 kertas. So for the first one is what your karangans, you will have 2 sections. Bahagian A and bahagian B. Okay. Bahagian A and bahagian B, latest we'll go through the technique. I will give you a general ideas on every time when we do karangans, what are the steps? To read the questions first, to do the analysis, then after the analysis, to think of the draft, and then you may start. Especially the karangans bahan rangsangan. Because karangan bahan rangsangan, which means the bahagian A1 it is compulsory for you to include the given information as your easy test rep. If you never use it, then you will not get a high marks for that, not even half. So if you want to score on that part, you need to know how to analyze the question to get the easy. Then is your bahagian B. Bahagian B 70 marks, so that once they will have 4 questions. So out of these 4 questions, you will only choose one. That's why you need to read the questions to do the analysis by analyzing the TKKF. So later we will go through that. Then after that is your kertas dua. So kertas dua mainly you will have 9 questions in total. They will split into 3 parts. So for the first part is the questions 1 until questions 5 is a purely tata bahasa question in which jenis kata, struktur, then the kesalahan bahasa, the translation, VMF, and also the peribahasa. After that, bahagian B is a pemahaman because you will have 3 questions. Petikan umum, petikan sastera. Okay. Petikan sastera, not necessarily they will extract the comsas, the component sastera, which is the what is that? Japan drama puisi pantun. Not necessarily they will take it from the concept that you learn. It can also from the government's one. Okay, so it might be like anything that you never seen it before, or it can also be something from the textbook. So not necessary to be the concept that you study. Okay, if you notice, some of the teachers they might teach novel in the school, but they don't really focus too much on the concepts. That's the reason. Then after that, you will have the questions 8, which is novel. So for the novel, I will tell you some of the techniques on it. Then after that, the last one is your rumusan. Okay, rumusan is a very important one. Rumusan is about 30 marks. And then, in order for you to secure the entire papers of your PMs, right? Rumusan is the ones you need to score 25 and above at least, okay? Because rumusan, you just need to know how to identify the focus and most importantly, how to identify this is the focus. Minimum 2 ECs from the same categories that it will be classified as a focus. So later on when we talk about the rumusan, I will teach you a bit, there are a few things that you need to take notes on that. And also the techniques for the penutup. So for the rumusan, as long as you spam enough questions, for sure you can do. The kertas dual is the same, like you just need to spam a lot of questions because you need to improve in a very short period of time. You got no more time. Then after that is the kertas 3, kertas 4. Bertutur and also mendengar lah. Okay. Then bertutur you will have through the individual and also the kumpulan as well. Alright, so basically this is the formats for your own reference. So let us start off the lessons by telling you about the karangan first. Kertas 1. Bermula dengan karangan dulu ya. Okay, so for karangan, no matter, right? So no matter it's a short essay or the long essay, it is the same step. It means you will need to read the questions lah, of course. Okay, baca soalan. So the BART here, the BART here is what? Baca soalan, analysis, rangka karangan, kosakata. Okay, so for this one, baca soalan, analysis. Yeah. Okay, and how do we do the analysis? The TKKF, topic, kata kunci, and format. For the topic, please be extra careful. Topic and tajuk and tema is different. And a lot of teachers already mentioned in the pendahuluan, never ever talk about the tema, but you can talk about the topic. What is the difference here? Okay. Let me give you some ideas. So let's say cara-cara untuk mencegah masalah bully di sekolah. I should not say masalah. I should say like case bully. Case bully di sekolah. Mencegah or to prevent, or you want to say mengatasi. It's like to overcome also can. So for this one, is what this is a tajuk, because you will have both the topic and kata kunci together. So you need to split the topic and kata kunci. The reason is because topic is what you need to explain in your pendahuluan. Okay, in the pendahuluans, you will need to explain it. And for the kata kunci is where you write the isi. So basically, cara-cara, this is the kata kunci. So you know that throughout the entire karangan, the isi part, the point part, you will need to write the cara-cara. Untuk mencegah case bully, this is the entire topic lah, and most importantly is the case bully. So this one is your topic. But when you combine both together, this is tajuk. So this one is tajuk. Teacher, then what is the difference of tema? Tema for case bully is what? Gejala social. So gejala social is a big tema like that. In fact, gejala social, you will have a bully cyber, or you will have lumba haram, or you will have a penagihan dada, or you will have ponting sekolah. So this, all of it is a topic. In the pendahuluans, we don't talk about the tema. We don't talk about gejala social, but we explain your topic. You need to be specific, okay? And then for format. For the format, it's like syarahan, pidato, email, resume. This is all the format. After that, you have identify the topic and kata kunci. Based on the topic and the kata kunci, cara-cara, case bully, to think about what? Your rangka karangan. So basically, for this rangka karangan, what you need to do is spend about 5 minutes to think of. So for this one, 5 minutes enough. Okay, then is the kosakata. Kosakata maybe in terms of instead of using mencegah, maybe mengatasi, menyelesaikan masalah, or maybe menjalankan. You can also say melaksanakan, melakukan, something like this. Okay, menyebabkan. It can also be menjurus kepada, terlibat dalam, terjerumus dalam, terjebak dalam. So like this. Not all kind of like the bombastic words like that, okay? But you can use like synonym so that to let the teacher know that penguasaan perbendaharaan kata kamu, penguasaan kosakata kamu ada sangat luas, okay? It's like a synonym, but not really like all the bombastic words. Okay, then let's come to this bahagian A. Bahagian A, the first thing you need to do is to read the questions. But what is very important for the bahagian A is that they for sure will give you bahan. Either it's in a petikan or keratan akhbar, or maybe like iklan, or maybe like they can even give you puisi, pantun, gurindam saja. It is possible. So no matter what are the material it give you, bahan it give you, you must use it. Use it as your isi, or if you cannot make it as the isi, then in your pendahuluan, in your penutup, or maybe the huraian, you need to include in your essay. That's a very important thing. Okay, please remember this. So first thing first, you need to do the analysis while you are reading through the questions. Topic, kata kunci, and format. Okay, for the format, let me tell you one thing first. Bahagian A is a 30 marks question, isn't it? So for the formats, right, there are a few formats that they might come out in this section, because usually like ucapan, syarahan, it is a possibility to come out in bahagian B. for all this kind of speech. But if it's in bahagian A, email is one of it. Email will only come out in bahagian A. And also one more is what's that? Resume. Okay. So you will have the email and resume. Resume is all about what? Resume is just all about the format. There are 7 things you need to include, like your own information, tahap pendidikan, and then kegiatan co-curriculum, and so on lah. In total, there are just 7. It's all about the formats for resume. Then, for the resume, right? Okay, because a lot of students are very confused about it and keep on asking me, and they put too much of focus on that part. Whether it will come out in exam, what I would tell you is it is included in your syllabus is because it's in your textbook. And then the reasons why it's in your textbook is because they want to prepare you when you graduate from the SPM or the graduate from the university. So at least you know how to write a resume. Resume is a 2023 SPM, a hot topic, because before 1 or 2 days before the BM paper, a lot of school teachers, they spend in a WhatsApp group with students, a lot of resume thing, all the notes. But there is also some of the school teachers that mentions, they made a statement that SPM is very seldom, it's not likely to come out, is because for resume, it's very hard to test your tata bahasa dan juga ayat yang lengkap. Because it's really like a template. So you just need to isi tempat kosong with the relevant informations only. But you will still need to know the resume format and pattern. And advisable to write in paragraph, although point form is accepted, okay? Because no matter how you are still writing karangan, so advisable to write in paragraph, even point form is accepted. Then the second one is email. So for email, the reason is because 30 marks, 70 marks is kind of hard for them to come out with 70 marks email and resume lah. Resume is for sure it will never come out in bahagian B for resume. And then after that is rencana. Rencana can be in A and B. So rencana basically is article. What would be the format of rencana is very simple. There are just 2 things you need to write. In the questions, when you before you start the karangan, there will be like the first line, what you need to write is a tajuk. What does it mean by tajuk? This, okay? To include the tajuk, no need to underline. Unless this is the Quran, then you need to underline. You just write the tajuk, the format. After the tajuk, what you need to do is oleh, the next line. Then you write the full name, nama penuh, because rencana, it means article. So you will need to include the author name, penulis, okay? So like this is the format already. After that, it's just a normal karangan pendapat. And then one more is the surat. Surat, it can be surat kiriman rasmi and also surat kiriman tidak rasmi. Both, it's possible. Okay? Rasmi and tidak rasmi, both is possible. So remember that, Okay, then let us start with this question, because I want to teach you on how you should analyze the questions from the karangan bahan rangsangan. Remember, all the material you must include it. So the first thing, over here, I give you about 5 seconds. You scan for me. Is there any format mentioned in this question? They got tell you to write in like a karangan ucapan ke, or maybe like a rencana ke, or maybe like email. They got mentioned anything or not throughout the entire question here, especially this 3 line. Any format? No format. So this is karangan tidak berformat. It's just a karangan pendapat, karangan fakta only. So huraikan pendapat. This is a karangan pendapat, karangan fakta. Okay. And they just mentioned 150 until 200 words. Okay. Then we come to this already. 150 until 200 words. How many paragraphs you need to write in exam? Basically, there's a lot of teachers will suggest students to write 4 paragraphs, which means 2 easy. You can write 4 paragraphs. You can write up to 5 paragraphs. 2 to 3 easy is accepted. Then let me tell you, for the 5 paragraph, why is it the school teachers love to write students to write in 4 paragraphs? Is because there's a theory like this. If it's 4 paragraphs, you only need to write 2 easy marks. You will start off with the pendahuluan and with the penutup, isn't it? So you see, maximum how many words? 200 words only. So 200, you split into 4, it's about average 50 words per paragraph. So what can let you score in karangan, the essay, is your huraian. That's the reasons your teachers want to look at your explanations, elaborations, I should say. So that's why 4 paragraph, each paragraph average 50 words. That's all. Okay. Then over here, 4 to 5 up to you actually. Okay, but if can, then you stick to 4. Then formats we've finished already. Topic. This question is very obvious. Pastor, tell me, what is the topic for this question? Everything here. They got give you the topic, right? Hey, admin is here. Let me see. Yeah, I see a lot of famous names. Murid, tell me, or else you just finish your lunch, you will be very sleepy. What is the topic for this question? They even bold for you. So obvious here. Yes, exactly. Penggunaan kad kredit. Okay. So, penggunaan, it means a usage. User is what we call pengguna. It's different. Penggunaan is the usage. So, this is your topic, isn't it? Then the issue come already. Teacher, it seems like I already finished the questions, but I don't see any kata kunci. They never give me any kata kunci, the keyword. Not mentioning any kesan, faktor, cara, masalah, cabaran, nothing here. So what happened? Whenever the questions never give you a kata kunci, then take this out. Still remember this or not? I told you. Whenever there is no kata kunci, now listen, what is this F? Faktor. And what did you see? Cara, usaha, dan juga kesan. So whenever there is no kata kunci mentioned in the question, you just take this out. Why? I'm not asking you to write one factor, one cara, one kesan like that. No. But while you are reading through, oh my God, Zichi, you are here. Like my long lost babe. Okay, come back to this one. Now, so you see, you need to go through your entire question, and then while you are going through the materials given, you try to fit in whether they are factor, whether they are cara, or whether they are kesan or not. So you will have a directions on what you need to write, so you will not get lost. Okay, and then cara and usaha, they are the same. Cara, usaha, tindakan, kaedah, jalan, all of this is the katas, is a synonym, they are the same. Then teacher, why do we need to write FCUK? If you don't want to remember KFC also can up to you. The reason is because you terbalik the middle one, terbalik, then you can always remember the technique here. Okay, so remember that. Okay, so we scan through the questions right now. We already found format is like a normal karangan. Then right now is a topic. Topic we also found it penggunaan kad kredit. Okay. Then after that, we need to get the kata kunci from the questions because remember, bahan rangsangan topic is given in the question. So right now, let's see. Okay. I give you 5 seconds. You scan through entire thing. Tell me any important words or any important idea given in this paragraph. Don't pretend you are not in the class, so respond a bit, So my dear students, what are the important words that you see? Look at this first. To look at this first. Yang ni dulu, step by step, Zheng, how can you be so smart? Exactly, Raj. How can you be so smart? And who else? Yes, what is this? Mengumpul hutang, hutang. Okay. So basically, this is it, isn't it? Pengumpulan hutang berlebihan. It means like the excessive debt. What is hutang? It means debt, Okay. So it says there will be a debt which is relevant towards your gaya hidup, your lifestyle. Sekiranya it means if penggunaannya tidak terkawal, you never control it. Okay, never control the usage. Berhemat, it means berhati-hati. Be careful like that. Not use it wisely. And then Bakal mengundang masalah. Bakal it means like in future like that. Mengundang maksudnya mendatangkan. Mengundang masalah akan mendatangkan masalah. Because what's the meanings of a mengundang actually? Mengundang can be the same as menjemput. It means to invite. So mengundang masalah, it means mendatangkan masalah. So you see, over here is like the huraians for this pengumpulan hutang berlebihan. Then let me ask you, pengumpulan hutang berlebihan, it means you will owe other people's money and a lot of money. This is faktor, cara, or kesan. Because when you read through the entire things, you need to come back to this technique. So it's a factor, cara, or kesan. Exactly, it's kesan, isn't it? But kesan, very good given. Kesan, you will have two. Kesan positive or kesan negative. Because in the technique, we just say kesan. Kesan buruk, kemudaratan, kesan negative, exactly. So over here, you get your kata kunci already, which is kesan negative. You got a point. Then, how about the first two sentences, teacher? Let us look at the first two sentences. What is this? Kehendak gaya hidup yang berlebihan. Menjadikan kredit dan pinjaman pribadi kekal menjadi penyumbang utama mengumpul hutang terlalu tinggi serta berlebihan. This is kind of like the introduction of this card credit. Malah, berdasarkan kaji selidik and based on some research, what happened is that some surveyor agensi itu mendapati 3 daripada 10 rakyat Malaysia. When there is 10 citizens out of 3 bekerja terpaksa meminjam untuk membeli barang keperluan asas. Whenever they want to buy some daily necessity, they might need to pinjam the money. Okay. Actually, you know that if you're using the card credit, it's like kind of like the overdraft bank format like that. Okay, what does this mean? Like you use the advance monies from the bank first. Then after the bank bill you, then you make the payment. If next time when you become an adult, you want to use credit cards, always remember every cycle make the full payment. Do not make just a minimum payment because this is how they will charge you interest and the amount that you owe the debt it will just rolling bigger and bigger. So make sure if you want to use credit card, because credit card bring a lot of benefits, but you must use it wisely. Okay, pay all the outstanding. Do not just pay the minimum. Remember that. Okay. Airport launch, it is one of it, provided the card are not all the credit cards you can access to the airport. Depends some of the credit card, yes lah. And the credit card application is basically based on your earning, your annual earning. Yes, like how you are earning how much, then you are entitled for what categories. It's like this one lah. You will note when you go out in the future. I mean, like when you graduate lah. Okay, come back to this one. So this two is basically a pengenalan. It's just like the introduction. So do not need to put it in already because you already got the easy kesan negative. Okay, so we got one easy here. Then the next one, memperkenalkan kad kredit bank TTC. Everything here, this is the introduction of my yes, TTC right now got bank some more. Oh, see our boss so rich, huh? Okay, so over here, it's actually an introduction about you, the card credit. Introduction is an introduction. So, is there any issues over here? Or is there anything relevant to your faktor, cara, usaha, and kesan for this introduction? Can you make it as the easy or not? Nah, very good thing. Look at this. This is the introduction. It's not about the reasons why you should apply for the credit cards. No, this is iklan. Exactly. This is the iklan by telling you the introduction. But still remember that you will need to use all the information. So what you could say is like, either you use it in the huraian or maybe you include in the pendahuluan or maybe in the penutups like that. By telling that, what is that? Everything here, they give you an introduction, tiada yuran tahunan, pelindungan takaful, kemudahan pembayaran. So basically, it is like, okay, it can ease your life, full stop. So if it can ease your life, Then you can, in the pendahuluan, you can say kad kredit dapat memudahkan kehidupan or memudahkan perbelanjaan, like that. But this is not the kesan factor. No, this is not. So remember, you cannot make it as the easy, but you still to get the information. So meaning to say, either to write them in the pendahuluan or the penutup. Okay, that's the thing. Then teacher, meaning to say for this question, we just got one easy here. So how even I want to write 4 paragraphs, I still need 2 easy, isn't it? Pendahuluan, easy, and penutup. Okay, guys. Now, look at this. Let's say right now we are writing about 4 paragraphs, 2 easy. So 1 easy is a kesan negative. Then I ask you, the other one, if you are using credit cards, would the credit cards will only, this is what I want to ask, will only give you a kesan negative, or actually it can bring you a lot of benefits as well. There is also benefits, isn't it? Both, isn't it? So what happened is, the easy here, you must write the negative one. Reason because it's provided in the question. The other one, you can write a positive as well. Good and bad. Reasons why you can write in this way for this question is because they never mention the kata kunci. And in the question here, they just give you one kesan negative, but you need more than one easy. Then in this situation, you will need to top up one easy by your own. Then if it's in this situation, positive, negative also can. Okay, Edmund. I would suggest you to write the ones provided in the questions first, then only you add in. Meaning to say for this question, to write the negative one. If the question give you the positive one, then you write the positive first, then the negative one. Look at what is given in the questions. You follow the sequence in the question. Then teacher, can I write both kesan negative? Can also, because they never mentioned, so you can write one good, one bad. You can also write 2 bad, but you cannot write 2 goods. Reason, there is a kesan negative given. Okay, if the questions already got 2 easy and you are planning to write just 4 paragraphs, do not need to top up. But if you cannot think of your huraian anymore, but you need to top up your kata perkataan, you want to write at least like 190 or almost 200, then you can top up your own idea over here. If you really cannot think of the huraian, then yes, you may do that. No problem. Okay. So until here, can understand how you should manage your ECR. Because of this question, they never mention. It depends on over here. That's the reason. What I mentioned is if your school teachers they mentions already, they just want 4 easy, meaning to say you cannot, 4 paragraphs, sorry, meaning to say you cannot top up. That's why I say 4 to 5. And percobaan SPM depends on the teacher because the teacher marks your paper. But in SPM, they never mentioned in this way. The schema never mentions the statement before actually. That's your teacher's preference. So the percobaan, you must follow their preference. Remember that, because percobaan SPM is marked by your teacher. So if can, stick to 4. Then you need to elaborate more for each one. Each paragraph, 50 words to be safe. But in the schema, you can just go and check on the schema. There is a lot because yesterday I do the analysis for percobaan SPM 2023. There is a lot of the percobaan SPM in the internet, and also the schema is provided as well. So you can look at the schema. Then you know that how the teachers will mark the paper. Then you follow your teacher's pattern. Okay, because sometimes it might just like this question, there only one easy. Then how? You must top up yourself. Remember, okay. Then we come back to this. Okay, so far up until here, any question? If no, then I will start on the technique already. So basically, the technique here is the pendahuluan, isi, and also the penutup. Okay, so let's see the pendahuluan here. So the pendahuluan is the TYEK. Okay. Pendahuluan is very important because most of the teachers, they might start things from the pendahuluan, isn't it? So you need to leave some good impressions. But since this is a short essay, so you need to be direct. Then the T, Y, and K here, how you should write this. Okay, basically for the T, you need to jelaskan topik. So when we say jelaskan topik, what does it mean? It means you cannot write anything relevant to the EC. And remember, this is to jelaskan topik, not to jelaskan your tema. So jelaskan topik, no EC, a quick one. How you can jelaskan topik? Let me ask you. In the society, who will use the card credit? The working adult, isn't it? People with the earnings ability. Then, would it be a lot of people in the society, the working adult is using card credit? So it's a majority is using or they do like the card credit? That one is a sub cards from parents. So who own the card? The parents, isn't it? So the parents also got the earning power. So the parents is the adult. Okay. So in this situation, in your society, majority, a lot of people or no? Yeah, a lot of people, they are using the credit card, isn't it? So what you could say is, over here, how you could explain, you can direct start. Penggunaan card credit mendapat sambutan yang hangat dalam kalangan dewasa. That why is it the people like to use card credits? It means like the credit cards. Any idea why is it they like to use the credit cards in their life? Then you need to jelaskan sebab, a direct one. Bank faedah, your faedah, it can be like the interest, or banyak faedah, scared me. Banyak faedah, very easy to pay. Why? Kemudahan, exactly, because you can pay it without paying the without taking out the money, transaksi tanpa tunai, can, or it can also make you have the cash flow, isn't it? Okay, can. So what you could say is like the card credit. Membolehkan membeli barang tanpa tunai pada bila-bila masa. Kad kredit membolehkan pengguna membeli barang tanpa tunai pada bila-bila masa, anytime, anyway. Then after that, the effect here. Okay, the effect, I know that my student got feedback to me like what the teacher say, because this one is really the teacher's preference, because I checked in the schema already. They don't really mention about that, which is your teachers got told that, I don't know whether it applies to your teachers or not. The teacher mentions do not start a pendahuluan with a negative vibe. Try to start it with a positive vibe. Okay, so this is purely the teacher preference. So in case your teachers really mention this to you, I will show you both way on how you should write in a positive vibe or the negative vibe. So over here, the E here, it means like the effect, the kesan. Okay, you need to jelaskan kesan. So for you to jelaskan kesans, right, it can be two way. So let's say this is the positive one. If we use it wisely, sekiranya penggunaan Kad kredit digunakan dengan bijak. Then comma, nescaya. Nescaya, it means like for sure. Penggunaannya, the usage, dapat memudahkan to ease the financial planning, perancangan keuangan. It means the financial planning. Individual. So this is what I said, a positive right. But if you wanted to start off with a negative right, let's say, sekiranya, what if we misuse it? So if it's a negative one, sekiranya, penggunaan kad kredit disalahgunakan, nescaya pengguna akan mengalami masalah keuangan pada masa depan. Keuangan on top is what? Disalahgunakan. Oh, disalahgunakan, it means misuse. Lanyong. So it depends on you. Whether to start in a positive or a negative right, it's accepted. Both ways accepted because karangan is like your ideas on how you should elaborate, how to explain. But if the teacher got mentioned something so they want a positive one, then you know lah. Percubaan SPM for sure your teachers mark the paper for you ma. Since you know the patterns of the teachers, then you just follow their preference, okay? But in SPM, it's never stated, okay? The schema never stated you must start off with a positive one, okay? So both is accepted. You do your own judgment now. All right, then after that is the key. The key here is the kata kunci. So for the kata kunci, saling tajuk, saling kata kunci. So how you can write this one? Okay, so let's say justru, it means oleh itu. Kita perlu meneliti kesan penggunaan kad kredit, because tajuk is a combination of what? Your kata kunci and the topic are. And then you can also end with what's the persoalan pattern. Either you end in this way or the other way, persoalannya. Apakah kesan penggunaan kad kredit? Okay, still remember I got mentions to you before in the class, whenever we are writing the karangan and whenever we are using the persoalan methods to end your pendahuluan, I always tell you, very good. Tepuk dada tanya selera at the peribahasa India, isn't it? The reason is because they have the argument that don't want the students to end up pendahuluan with the questions mark. But the thing is recently, I heard my CHF kids by telling me, there are some of the teachers tell them that you can end with the questions mark. So maybe it's like your goals and figure out with your school teachers, because I asked my DJ students to go clarify. But all the teachers, all the students who tell me about this issue is Form 4 students. Right now, so far, no Form 5 students, okay? No Form 5 students tell me about this. It's all the Form 4 students by telling me that the teacher say can end with questions mark. But so far, my Form 5 students haven't informed me about this, okay? So, last time what I teach you all is you must add the tepuk dada tanya selera because the SPM examiner, they don't like you to end with a questions mark. Tepuk dada tanya selera. If your teachers really like you to end with the questions mark, then you update me. So I believe if your teacher is okay in both ways, then it's better for you to include the peribahasa. Can actually? Your teacher also say can so they change it again. Okay. Hey, you are from which school? Because I heard I got CHS tell me and DJ, the Damansara kids. BU4 is in the Damansara area, right? Okay. Okay, so let me gather more info. So if your teacher let you to do it in this way, then you can follow them. Okay, you can just follow them in that way. Okay, so far, is it the she very atas one? I thought I always teach her this in class. Then your teacher got give you correct. Okay, can. Then let me go figure out with the TTC internal BM departments. Let us come up with the conclusions because recently there are these issue arising again. Okay, so for this, for the pendahuluan, no issue. So depends on which way you want to end. But I know a lot of students, not a lot of students, a lot of teachers that will suggest students to end with the persoalan because during the banquet of my students, the teacher asked them to end with the persoalan method. The peribahasa. You mean your teacher underline the peribahasa? Okay, I take notes about that. So let me discuss with the rest first. Okay, then the next one here is your EC. So right now, let us look at the EC. Okay, for the EC and the penutups, I will just scan through with you the techniques which you need to write for that. I will not write the complete karangan or else we can just do the karangans. I want to go through the kertas dua with you as well. Okay, SHYEK. SHYEK is what? The EC, how, why, effect, conclusive. So this is the EC, how, why, effect, and then conclusive, isn't it? And then, okay. Now, basically for this part, it's the same as what you learned in school, the textbook technique about the imbaku. You know the imbaku, right? The imbaku. This is a textbook one. So the imbaku is what? This is isi, dan mengapa, dan bagaimana, kesan. Okay, this is what I don't really focus too much. Ungkapan. Yes, ungkapan it's about like the kata-kata hikmat, kata-kata mutiara, or it can also be the peribahasa. Then this is ayat penegas. So you see, the imbaku isi is over here. The how is bagaimana. Then the why is mengapa. The effect is the kesan. Conclusive is the ayat penegas. So the isi is over here. So only this. The reason is because for the ungkapan, it's like the peribahasa or the kata-kata mutiara or this up. Okay, in the essay, if you want to include, yes, you may do that. Maybe one or two if you want to, but not to include the peribahasa for each of the paragraph. Okay, no needs to do that because it don't really help a lot for your grades if you write peribahasa for each of the paragraph. Not really. Remember that. For this one, I got the teachers from their SP. There is one aspect teachers who teach my students that tell my students do not include peribahasa in all the paragraph. If you want to, it's more than enough already because right now that is not the trend. Okay, you can do that, but not too much. Okay. This is not the trend for SDM, dear. Where which school you came from? I mean, like which area? Because all mine. Oh, trust me, don't too much. You can use 2, max 3 already a lot, not more than that. If you really want to up a grade, what is that called? The current issue semester, then you may include in the pendahuluan during the explanation also can, but not just put in the peribahasa. Okay, then for this one, isi is like what? The isi utama lah, you will need to explain. Then explain a bit how this isi dapat dijalankan. Bagaimanakah isi dapat dijalankan? Dan explain the reason. Mengapa topik dipentingkan or diabaikan, or why is these issues would happen? Berlaku demikian. Dan the effect, kesan positif ataupun kesan negatif jika berbuat demikian. Then the konklusi, to repeat again, pengulangan isi utama. So this is the SHY, okay, you explain on the isi. After that, the last one here is the penutup. Okay, for penutup, the KCH, remember there is one thing very important in your cadangan, which is watak. So the KCH is what? Ayat kesimpulan. And then the CNH, cadangan, harapan. And always remember, for the cadangan and harapan, you want to give out a suggestion. So for sure, you will need to tell on who carry out this course of action, so that by doing so, what would be the kesan positive? You need to have a watak. And then add on tindakan. By doing so, what is the kesan positive? Okay, now, the watak here, character. Every time when you want to write character and you got no idea, then always back to the pyramid. Still remember the 7 layer pyramids about the character? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th layer pyramid. The first one, what is this layer? The first one is what? Diri. So diri we always refers to like the individual. Then after that, the second one is the family, keluarga. Keluarga we refers to who? Parents, ibu bapa. Why? Because parents is the one that always to settle the issue, menyelesaikan masalah. Unless the karangan is like the hubungan kekeluargaan, then you can have like a dato, nenek, adik, beradik, siblings like that. Or else, every time you use ibu bapa as the watak. Then after that is the rakan. But so sorry, your rakan is what? Your rakans will only chip in whenever there is a bad topic, negative topic, lumba haram, penagihan dada, amalan merokok, kerana kamu akan dipengaruhi oleh siapa? Pengaruh daripada rakan sebaya. So every time whenever there is a good thing, amalan gaya hidup sehat, amalan membaca, amalan menabung, your friend will not chip in. Then it's the school, pihak sekolah, what they can do. Then is the media massa. Okay, media massa, right? The media we have two type. Not the media social. Media social is a platform. Platform untuk menjalankan pergaulan dengan orang lain. So there is an interactions. Then that one is media social. Your Facebook, your IG, your TikTok, your Xiaohongshu. This is media social. So basically, for media massa, we have like the media cetakan. Media cetakan is like your newspaper, your magazine, surat khabar, majalah. Media massa, the other one is what? Media electronic. So the media electronic is like your TV, host, or radio. Then this is the media. After that, it's masyarakat. Lastly, here is the pihak kerajaan, governments. Always remember the last one will never be negara because your country cannot do anything. Your country is being managed by a group of people, and these people we call them government. It's your pihak kerajaan. So whenever you need watak, this one is very important and very nice to use in the karangan because it's not just help in your penutup. If you need to write the karangan like para, usaha, all this kind of topic, you can also get this list out so that you can think of, okay, what ibu bapa they can do, what pihak sekolah they can do, what pihak kerajaan they can do. So at least you have a directions on how you should think of the essay. No matter it's a long essay or it's a short essay, same theory applied. The technique is the same. TYEK, SYEK, KCH. So this is it. Okay, so far for the karangan here. Any issue for the short one? Then for the long one, later I will go through like 1 to 2 questions with you about how you should quickly to analyze the questions by using the TKKF. Can follow? Still alive? It's about 1 hour. Scroll out a bit. But you want to give you like 2 parts to screenshot or not? Because I said if it's just one, it's very small though. I give you maybe 2 parts. Wait, like this. This is part 1. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the other part. Over here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Still alive, Still alive, then we look at the bahagian B, Okay, after the bahagian B, a quick one, okay? I give you a short break. Maybe like 2 to 3 minutes, a toilet break like that, okay? Hey, I'm the one who keep on talking, man. I'm the one who keep on talking. These people Okay, let's see, look at this one. Now, bahagian B. Bahagian B, always remember how many questions? 4 questions. 4 questions, you can only choose one. And only one line. 2.5 hours, what do you expect? One short, one long, How many paragraphs? 5 to 6. It means like 3 to 4 easy. Oh, wait, let me finish this one. Then I go back to the second part, is it? Second part, a quick one, let admins to screenshot this. Okay. Can I? Okay, so I continue. All right, now look at this one. So 4 questions. The first question is baca soalan, isn't it? This is maklumat tambahan. Soalan dekat sini. Nah, tengok sini So whenever there is a maklumat tambahan, what you need to do is that read the questions first. Read the questions, get the topic and kata kunci and format, then only you come back to this maklumat tambahan to see is there any point that you want to use or any points that can be included which is relevant to your kata kunci. Okay, a quick one to scan through the soalan. Petikan di atas menjelaskan masalah obesiti yang membelenggu setengah masyarakat. Banyak faktor menyumbang kepada masalah obesiti. Huraikan apa? Faktor-faktor obesiti dalam kalangan murid sekolah. They ask you to huraikan. Is there any format? No format. This is a karangan pendapat, karangan fakta. Just a normal karangan. Kata kunci and also topic is obesity. Masalah obesity. Okay. Then, we finish the topic kata kunci and format. Right now, we need to look at the maklumat tambahan to see if there any faktor-faktor or not. Malaysia dinamakan sebagai sebuah negara mempunyai kadar obesiti paling tinggi dalam kalangan kanak-kanak dan dewasa dalam rantau Asia dengan rekod setinggi 23.7% daripada mereka mengalami obesiti atau kegemukan. This is like what? The introduction, pengenalan, no faktor. Faktor pemakanan dilihat penyumbang utama masalah obesiti ini dengan pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang, kurangnya aktiviti fizikal, it means what? Pengambilan diet yang tidak sihat, tidak seimbang, dan tidak bersukan, kurangnya aktiviti fizikal. So maybe they never do exercise regularly, tidak bersukan secara berkala. So you got 2 points. 1, 2, and include this in your karangan. Teacher, is it compulsory to do so? Yes, if there's any given point. But sometimes they really don't have anything's relevance to your kata kunci, then you may just ignore. But if there is any given, it's compulsory for you to include. Okay? So remember that. That's the reasons why there is a maklumat tambahan and the usage of it. Okay. Then by looking at second question, okay, this is the last one for the karangan. Malaysia dikenali sugar. Sugar, it means what? It means a heaven, makanan pada mata dunia, kekayaan budaya bumi, mendorong kewujudan pelbagai jenis makanan tradisional. Antaranya kuih Malaysia yang berasal usul daripada kaum Melayu ataupun apa? Peranakan Malaysia. Menjadi lambang pencuci mulut negara kita. Pencuci mulut, it means like the dessert. Berikan pendapat anda tentang usaha-usaha yang harus diambil untuk menonjolkan keunikan dan keenakan pencuci mulut Malaysia di persada dunia. Okay, so basically, karangan pendapat, karangan fakta, normal essay, not ucapan, not syarahan. Kata kunci is your usaha-usaha. Then after that, this is the topic, isn't it? Okay. Then we finish the TKKF. Look at this one. Maklumat tambahan. Kuih-muih Malaysia, asal usulnya kaum Melayu dan Nyonya. This is what? Pengenalan. So entire sentence here is your pengenalan. Rasanya pula ada yang manis, berlemak, padat, pedas, berbau wangi. Intro. Kebanyakan kuih-muih tempatan dikukus, dibakar. They are telling you how it's being made. Okay. Grill yang diperbuat daripada bahan tempatan seperti apa? So this is the bahan. Did they tell you anything the usaha-usaha in order to show that, in order to prove that keunikan dan keenakan pencuci mulut? No. Okay, that's the reason. Do not need to look at this. First question you need to take because there is easy relevance to the kata kunci. But second question, nothing relevant to usaha, then you can just ignore it. Okay, so this is how you should analyze your question, how you can get high marks for that. Okay, already 1 hour, so I give you a short break. Whoever wants to go toilet, want to drink your water also can. So I will continue later. I also want to drink some water. Okay, about 2:33 lah 3 minutes like that Then we continue Or anything relevant to the karangan, you may ask me in the chat box. Then whoever got no questions, a 3 minutes color break. Then later when you come back, we will continue with the kertas 2. Now is color break 3分钟 Yes, actually. Okay, the reasons why I would suggest you must use the EC is because there is a real case scenario that happens to my Catholic students last year. During the trial exam. So what my student do is like they choose the bahagian B questions, and then in the questions they got 3 EC. Okay, the questions given 3 EC, but my students only take 1 or 2. She never used all the ECs given in the question. It's a bahagian B, and then the teachers told them, she don't really score a very high mark because it's at 40 plus. And then the teacher say it's because she never used all the EC. So in order to be safe, use all. Because basically, right, you must use the easy givens that it applies in the bahagian A last time. But right now, even that they have givens easy in bahagian B, you will also need to use it. Yeah, last time they do not have this trend, but last year the teachers, quite a lot of the teachers, they are very strict on this part. So in order to be safe, I will ask my student to use all the information given. Yeah. Don't sleep, don't sleep. Just 1 more hour, then finish.很感动，非常的感动。There is a student tell me that she's very sleepy. So what she do is she go and get a cup of coffee just in order to make her awake. Sangat menyentuh hati saya. Okay, so if you guys got no questions for the current ones, the latest will proceed to the kertas dua already. No leh, Ziqi. Yesterday I busy with my notes. 不要这样想我。Why? Why during this? You mean the school holiday? The school holiday when already? 1 more week is it? Start from 27th, right? Yeah, extra class. Of course, there will be extra class. I that your teacher cannot finish the syllabus, right? I know. Yeah. Because the during that one is, if I'm not mistaken, all the sciences subject the seminar. But if you really cannot make it right, then there will be a YouTube playback one. They will upload in the GTC YouTube channel. Okay, you just think in this way. Right now it's like May we don't count May lah. June, July, August, September, then October, then your SPM month, November, December. Okay, just 6 to 7 months. Then you will say bye to your secondary school already. Of course lah, because if it's a Zoom, then you can ask questions also The live class, it will be different. Okay, come back for this one. Now, let's look at this one. So right now, kertas dua, right, is a purely chapter bahasa paper. So that will split into 3 sections. Bahagian A, questions 1 until questions 5, sistem bahasa. Bahagian B, pemahaman, petikan umum, petikan sastra nava. Bahagian C, questions 9, which is your rumusan. So over here, look at the bahagian A, the morphology here. Okay. Morphology, what they ask you to do for this question, they ask you to gandakan perkataan. They never ask you to find out the jenis kata. They already underline the words for you, but they want you to gandakan. It means that they want you to make it as a kata ganda. Okay. Then what is the characteristic of the kata ganda? You will need to include a dash in between the tanda sempang. So remember, there will be a tanda sempang here. So you just need to make it like a kacau become kacau bilang. Okay. Then after that, Kacau is what? Kacau is like the kacau. Bilau, B-I-L-A-U, kacau bilau. Kacau bilau after that, pohon. Okay, pohon, I know that. Pohon, it means pokok. So you can write like pohon. Teacher, we got pohon, pohon. We got pepohon. So we should put pohon, pohon or pepohon lay, although both of it is a kata ganda. But in order to make it standardized with the rest, because the rest you will add in the tanda sempang, isn't it? So what you do is you make it as pohon, pohon, okay, to standardize with the rest. Pepohon is the kata ganda separa. You are not wrong. It's just in order to standardize, it advisable to write pohon. Mengeluh. Okay. What do you think about mengeluh? Become what? Mengeluh-ngeluh. You tell me mengeluh-ngeluh, then I cut you, I tell you. What is mengeluh? Okay. If you say mengeluh, teacher, I don't know. What if I give you this one? Menolong. Then what is the kata ganda for menolong? Tell me. This one you know what? Tolong menolong. Then mengeluh, same theory apply. Same theory apply. Keluh mengeluh. Okay, tolong menolong, keluh mengeluh. And this you know lah, batu, bata, it means the brick. So this is it. And then, you means batu, bata? Or keluh, it means sign. It means like, so this is like keluh. Yes. Okay, then over here, what you need to take note is that why is it the 8 marks? If you make it a ganda, kata ganda, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 marks here. And each word after the ganda, after it become a kata ganda, you will need to do a sentence. You need to construct a sentence. And then to construct the sentence, how long the sentence it needs to be? About 8 to 10 words. 8 hingga 10 patah perkataan. So, teacher, how am I supposed to bina ayat? So, for the bina ayat, always stick back to the basic. Start off with a watak or the topic also can. Because no matter it's watak or topic, it will always be a frasa nama or a kata nama. You can never start a sentence with kata kerja plus kata kerja. And then your huraian, penjelasan, keterangan, they are the same. So let's say, we take this as example. A watak, okay, pihak berkuasa. Kata kerja, kad, menebang. Huraian, pokok, pokok lah, pohon-pohon. Di tepi jalan. Teacher, if I write in this way, also correct, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, 6, 7 is not more than 8 to 10, isn't it? So how can you make it longer a bit by using kata hubung? What kind of kata hubung? Suka. Supaya, untuk, kerana, agar. Either one. Kerana, menghalang penglihatan, pengguna jalan raya. So over here, I use kerana to connect. If you want to make a sentence longer, then you can use the kata hubung in this way. Supaya, untuk, kerana, agar. Suka. So that's the techniques for you to bina ayat. Okay? Can understand, can follow? Any questions you want to ask for this part? Okay. So if got no questions, we'll look at syntaxes. Then syntaxes here, what I ask you is about the subject and the predicate here. Okay, subject and predicate is a very, very, very basic thing. Because if you don't know subject and predicate, then it's a lot of questions you cannot do. Like the bersusunan songsang, bersusunan biasa, and then what else is the pola ayat. This all you cannot do. So the basic one for the subject is what? We will split into three things, isn't it? Watak, it means a character. Benda, perkara. Why I use watak instead of orang? Because like pihak sekolah, pihak kerajaan, they are watak, they are character. Even anjing, kucing, these are also character. Then after that, predicate is like your Brian or the penjelasan. So for this question, the subject is what? Pihak berkuasa. This is the subject. Then the rest is the predicates. Okay. All right, then. Why am I saying that subject and predicate so important? It's because questions like what? Subject and predicates you can do ayat songsang, ayat bersusunan biasa, dan tukar kepada ayat bersusunan songsang. So basically, this is what? Okay. Biasa is your subject in front, predicates behind. Terbalik, predicates in front, subject behind. So it's in general. Ayat bersusunan biasa dan songsang is part of syntaxes as well. Oh, there will be questions like the pola ayat. Pola ayat also the basic is subject predicate because you must always split the sentence into subject and predicate first. And then for your pola ayat, it will usually give you the ayat bersusunan biasa ones because the subject in front and the predicates behind. And you will notice your subject is always a frasa nama. Because subject, it will be what? Watak benda perkara. Watak benda perkara is always a noun. Kata nama or kata nama khas for sure. Then after that, you decide is a frasa nama tambah frasa nama, frasa kerja, frasa adjective, ataupun frasa sendi nama. And then there might be students who are confused with teacher. What is frasa? You know kata, right? Kata is one word. Then when you add up one or two, more than one words, usually we call it frasa. After frasa, then you construct a sentence. After you combine the sentences together, it will become the paragraph, perengan. Okay, so this is like the evolutions of it. Okay. So basically, of course, in the syntaxis, there is a lot of questions. Okay. Biasa and songsang, according to the analysis that I did percubaan SPM 2022, there is a lot of biasa and songsang question. But last year, 2023, a lot of ayat tunggal and ayat majmuk, active passive. Okay, so there is a lot of this. For the pola ayat, if I'm not mistaken, last year, the trial paper, there is only one state. Wait, let me double check my analysis. If I'm not mistaken, there is only one state. Select all. Is it the pola ayat? Pola ayat. Yes, only one state, which is Sarawak. Only Sarawak. No, two. Negeri Sembilan and Sarawak, they got the pola ayat. And only one come out the cakap ada cakap pindah. That one is very, very difficult. Not to say very, very difficult. Among all the syntaxes, this one will be more challenging because you will need to think of the kata kerja. And students always lack of the kosakata. Perak, this is last year. SPM, BM paper 2. You can try it also. You can also spam the questions. Like if you want to do spam some questions that are up to standards of for the SPM, then you can try the trial papers. There's a lot in the internet. So yesterday I just do an analysis because I want to do an analysis of the morphology, syntaxes, and also the BMS together with the novel and also the rumusan. Kemalangan Jalan Raya quite a lot. They got two states for the rumusan. Okay, so we come back to this one first. All right, so basically subject and predicates is like this. Then the penyuntingan here. So for the penyuntingan, I remember penyuntingan is means edit. So why you need to edit? Because there is kesalahan bahasa. So for the kesalahan bahasa, we always have 4 different kesalahan. The first one is kesalahan ejaan. This is the one that you need to score because kesalahan ejaan is the most easiest one. Then number 2 is kesalahan tata bahasa. Basically, kesalahan tata bahasa, it means whether you use the kata hubung correctly, kata sendi nama correctly or not. Then after that is the imbuhan, difference imbuhan, difference meaning. And the most challenging part is the kesalahan istilah. Istilah, it means vocabulary. Among all, kesalahan istilah would be the most challenging part out of all these kesalahan. So usually for kesalahan istilah, it might be for each question 0 to 2 marks because for this part it's either 11 to 13 marks. So it depends. Sometimes it might know istilah, sometimes it's like 1 or 2. Usually it's at least 1 like that for the istilah. So ejaan, tata bahasa, and imbuhan is the ones that you must score off. Then istilah is depends. Some of it is very simple. I give an example, like what I give it to the previous class. Pelajar makan di tandas. This is what teacher Ying Hui, last time I discussed with teacher Ying Hui. Teacher Ying Hui also tell me on this thing. So pelajar makan di tandas. What is the issue for this sentence? Pelajar is student now. Exactly. So would you eat in toilet? No, right? So you know that tandas is wrong. So you cannot say tandas. You need to change the words to what? Canteen. This is kesalahan istilah. Okay? This is kesalahan istilah. So whenever you don't remember, you remember this. You don't remember what is kesalahan istilah, you remember this example. Okay? Okay, then you can try this on. Bahasa Melayu standards. Okay. For the Bahasa Melayu standards, what is coming out in the last year trial papers there is only 1, 2, 3, 4 states, not to say 4 states, 4 states that come out the prosa traditionals of Hong Kong. It means like the Kepimpinan Melalui Teladan. I'm quite surprised that all of this, they come out the Form 5 one, which is this one. And one of the states is Selangor. Because Selangor, you got 3 set of paper, different set of paper for the trial. So there got 3 set, 2 set come out the Form 5 story, and 1 set come out the Form 4 story. And then, no matter what story they come out, the technique is always the same. The first thing first, what you do is you split the sentences first. What does this mean by you split the sentence? Okay, this is the first sentence. Then this is the second sentence. This is the third sentence. All the full stop, all the exclamation mark, and then all the questions mark. You just make it as one sentence. After that, over here, what you need to do is, this is a prosa traditional, it means cerita, either from 4 or from 5. So if this is a story, that will have a character. For each sentence, you find out the character first. What is actually did by this character. Then after that, to find out the kata kerja, what are they doing? After the kata kerja, what you do is you construct sentence bina ayat yang lengkap. So the bina ayat come back to the techniques when I told you in the morphology, which is watak, kata kerja. After that is the huraian. Then number 4, semak tata bahasa. Semak bahasa lah. So for this one is what? This is the penyuntingan. Okay. Then every time when you do, you will notice there are a lot of marker. Harter. Okay. So marker and harter, there will be multiple teachers Some of the teachers, they will ask you to change it. Some of the teachers, they will ask you to remove it. So either you make it as kemudian, or you make it as lalu, change up, or you can also make it to become seterusnya. You want to say selepas itu is also not wrong. So basically this is it. And then let us do one question together. Open sentence up. Okay, so usually for the first sentence, if I see the maka, then I will remove because there is no sentence for me to relate to relate before. So I will not start my paragraph with like kemudian or this. But if your teachers mentions already, if you see any of this word hatta and maka, you must translate, then you need to follow them. In SPM, both way is accepted. Whether you translate or whether you remove, it's up to you. As long as the sentence is moved. So over here, I need to find out the watak first. Sultan Muzaffar Shah pun tahu akan perihat itu. Perihat it means perkara. Maka terlalulah duka cita. Duka cita it means sedih. Baginda melihat kelakuan pasukan raja dengan Seri Narayadiraja itu. There are three characters here. 1, 2, 3. But who is the character that carry out the course of action? It's the Sultan Muzaffar Shah. So, Sultan Muzaffar Shah pun tahu akan. If it's in an ayat active, all your kata kerja, it must with the imbuhan active, isn't it? Meaning to say, mengetahui. Sultan Muzaffar Shah mengetahui perihal itu, maka I change to lalu. Lalu terlalulah duka cita baginda. Who feels sad? Baginda feels sad, isn't it? Baginda berasa apa? Baginda berasa sedih. Or baginda berasa duka cita also can. Melihat kelakuan pasukan raja dengan Seri Narayadiraja. So your sentence. Watak kata kerja huraian. Watak kata kerja huraian. Just need to make the sentence move. So BMS is very simple. Do not give up on this part. Okay? Do not give up on this part because this is the part you can score. As long as you do more questions, you just spam all the trial paper on different questions and read the schema provided in the internet as well. So we can just spam all. Okay, so this is all for the BMS part. Then after that, here's the peribahasa. So for the peribahasa, basically, if you know, then you know. If you don't know, then please spend the time on where the rumusans, BMS, morphology, syntaxes, all this one. Okay. So this one, try your best. Then we come to the petikan umum, which is the bahagian B. Okay, let me drink a bottle. Okay, so for this one, petikan umum, the first thing what you do, no matter it's a petikan umum or the petikan sejahtera, the first step you always do is not to read the petikan, is to read the question. Because you need to get the main points from the question. What if this question is asking? Then only you go and read the petikan, then you will know what you are reading, what is the purpose and what is the direction. If you're starting off with reading the petikan, it's just wasting your time because you don't know what is the purpose of you reading the article here. So the first step, baca soalan. Lepas baca soalan, baru baca petikan. Tetapi baca soalan terdahulu. Okay. Alright. Look at the question. Basically, this is bahan dua, not bahan satu, because it's over here. So it's bahan dua. Okay. So So from these questions here, let's see ya. Berdasarkan bahan 2, berikan maksud. Menggenggam segulung ijazah. How are you supposed to answer? Berdasarkan bahan 2, menggenggam segulung ijazah bermaksud. Or berdasarkan bahan 2, rangkai kata menggenggam segulung ijazah bermaksud. Then you write down your answer. Why I don't recommend you to write maksud menggenggam segulung ijazah ialah or adalah. Because for this one, ialah and adalah is the kata pemberi, isn't it? And I told you, for the kata 2, it's purely the tata bahasa mah. So your teacher is very particular on the tata bahasa part. Kata pemberi, ialah can only be used for kata nama. Adalah is for adjective and also kata sendi nama. That's the reasons why it is best that you use bermaksud. Okay, menggenggam segulung ijazah. What is menggenggam? Menggenggam it means you hold on to it. So it's like this. Segulung ijazah. Segulung it means a roll out. Ijazah is degree. So meaning to say you can hold on to a degree cert. It means you already graduate, successfully graduate, pass all the papers, then only you could get a degree cert. So it means menamatkan pengajian di university. So menamatkan imbuhan aktif. So this is kata kerja. So berdasarkan bahan 2, rangkai kata menggenggam segulung ijazah bermaksud menamatkan pengajian di university. So you must be extra careful of your tata bahasa here because this one is kata kerja. So this is the best. If you say ialah menamatkan, then wrong already what? Menamatkan is kata kerja. It do not fit in either one. Can I? Then number 2, merujuk bahan 1 dan bahan 2. Merujuk bahan 1, bahan 2. Dan nyatakan apa? Nyatakan kelemahan dan kekuatan. It means what? When you read the petikan to get the kelemahan dan kekuatan anak-anak menghidap penyakit autism. So the answer is given in the question. So this 3 marks you could get it. It's given already. Question 3 is the keyword question. Okay. For the keyword question, pada pendapat anda. So the pendapat anda, when you answer pada pendapat saya. Halangan yang dihadapi oleh golongan kanak-kanak berkeperluan khas ini untuk menikmati peluang pendidikan termasuklah. Then you start your sentence. Your own idea. But how can you get 3 marks here? Okay, for the keyword question, in general, the teachers will ask you to give 2 isi and 2 huraian. Some of the teacher is like 3 isi. So in order and to be safe, this one the teachers are very particular sometimes. In order to be safe, 3 isi, 3 huraian. 1 isi 0.5 marks, 1 huraian 0.5 marks. So this is how you get 3 marks. Okay, just to be safe. Because there is multiple teacher, so it depends on the teacher's preference. To be safe, 3 isi, 3 huraian. Okay, this is a kebat. But next one is a case scenario. Questions 4 is always case scenario, kajian case. So when it's come to the kajian case, bincangkan langkah-langkah yang akan anda ambil untuk membantu rakan bermasalah autisme ini. They give you the case scenario, and of course the anda, you need to change to saya. Bincangkan langkah-langkah become langkah-langkah yang akan saya ambil untuk membantu rakan bermasalah autisme itu ini, and then again the same thing. Then for the 4 marks, the teacher has to write 4 isi and 4 huraian, and that's so much. There is really teachers about 4 isi. But so far, in general, and it's accepted in SPM, 2 easy, 2 huraian is accepted because it's a case scenario. So 2 easy, 2 huraian, settle for this one. Okay, so this is how you answer the pemahaman part. Petikan umum and petikan sastra, the pattern is the same. So the first one for the petikan sastra is also maksud. The second one is merujuk bahat. The third one is kebat. The number 4 is case scenario. Kajian case. They are the same pattern. So apply the same technique. Remember, if you never choose this, you never change, langkah-langkah yang akan Anda ambil. So sorry, your teachers might not look at the word to write already. Okay. All right. So we will come to the novel, which is question 8. Are you still alive? AC and huraian can be in one sentence or must separate. Can be in one sentence, and how you connect the suka, the kata hubung. Supaya, untuk, kerana, agar. But isi and isi, you must separate. How to separate isi and isi? Penanda wacana. That's the thing. So, isi and huraian in a sentence, yes, by using kata hubung. Isi and isi separate by using penanda wacana. Same theory apply. One isi, one sentence. Okay, satu isi, satu ayat. Dengan menggunakan, gabungkan dengan menggunakan penanda wacana. That's all. Okay, then look at this one. Petikan sastra is the same technique. So I will not go through the same thing again. Novel. Novel, you know that it will have 2 parts, isn't it? The first question, berdasarkan petikan. So no matter how, whether you read your novel, whether this, because you know that you will have 4 zones back. So for this part, right, the first question, it might be the novel that you that are in your zone, so you read the novel before, or it can also be other zone novel. So no matter how, no matter you read it or you never read it before, for sure you can get the answer from the petikan. This is for sure. So you read the question, get the main point, nyatakan punca-punca, persediaan. Then you look at the petikan to get the answer. This is for sure you can get it. Okay. The second part is the one that you study. Okay, let me tell you one thing, because a lot of my students like to ask me about it. Teacher, can I give up either one? Can I just focus on the Lieutenant Adnan, or can I just focus on Tirani? Let me tell you the trend. Percobaan SPM 2023, there is a lot. Let me tell you in total how many percent. There is a lot. Let me show you this. Okay. There is a lot that will ask you berdasarkan 2 buah novel. Memberikan peristiwa yang dapat dijadikan sebagai motivasi, or peristiwa yang memaparkan ketabahan, or maybe they ask you to write some things like perasaan yang dapat menimbulkan perasaan simpati. But no matter what are the question, berdasarkan 2 buah novel yang Anda kaji. So this is the questions in the percobaan SPM. What does it mean? The 2 buah novel, the list, they will give you the 4 novel in Form 4 and 4 novel in Form 5. So in total, in the list, they got 8 novel for you to choose. And they want you to berdasarkan 2 buah novel yang Anda pelajari. Meaning to say, both of it you need to know. There is also questions that only berdasarkan sebuah novel, but there is a possibility. And there is almost 1, 2, okay, let me tell you only Negeri Sembilan, Perak, Negeri Sembilan, Perak, Kelantan, it's 1 novel. The rest berdasarkan 2 buah novel. So last year, the trial paper for the Selangor got 3 set. All 3 set berdasarkan 2 buah novel. So please be familiar with 2 novel. Do not give up on this part, because later you say, teacher, the BMS, I don't know. Teacher, the penyuntingan. Penyuntingan is the part a lot of students that might make careless mistake. So novel is the one that you can score. read the jalan cerita. You need to be familiar with the jalan cerita, not to waste your time to memorize the pengajaran nilai. No, to understand, familiar with the jalan cerita. So you got all the contoh peristiwa. And how are you supposed to answer? When you answer the novel questions, make sure you write the novel name and also the author name and copy down the question. This is compulsory. Without writing down the novel names or the author name, your teachers might not mark on your novel. Direct, give you 0. Okay? So this one is a compulsory in which... Okay. Berdasarkan sebuah novel yang Anda pelajari, berdasarkan sebuah novel yang saya pelajari. Bahagian peleraian yang diakhiri unsur kegembiraan termasuklah. This is wrong. Why? Because you never write down the name. Berdasarkan sebuah novel yang saya pelajari. Ialah Tirani. Karya dan the author name. Full stop. Direct. Bahagian peleraian yang diakhiri unsur kegembiraan. Then you continue. Termasuklah. Then what is peleraian here? Peleraian here is asking you the plot. Actually, peleraian is the penutup. Because all the story, it was started off with permulaan. After the permulaan, it's perkembangan. After the perkembangan, the story becomes a lot of conflicts, perumitan. Then is the climax part. Climax part is what we call puncak. Then is the ending. Ending is peleraian. So they are asking for the ending part. Okay. So the 6 mark here. How you get the 6 mark here? Tiga isi. Tiga contoh. Okay, by telling them what are the things that happens in the jalan cerita, the contoh peristiwa as well. So 6 mark, this is how you got it. For the novella, then the last part we will go to is the rumusan. So up until here, do you have anything you want to clarify for questions 1 until questions 8? Because right now, I want to go to the last part, the rumusan part already. So for the rumusan, I will go through with you. It's like, what are the things that you need to take note? And in general, rumusan, what you need to take notes and also how you should start and how it should be for the penutup and the marks allocation. Can I? Okay, the questions here, before that, a general one. Okay, so the last part for the rumusan. So for rumusan, this is questions 9. Forever questions 9, and also this is a 30 marks question. 30 marks you will split into the penulisan and also bahasa. Later I will tell you how you should do it, and then only isi no huraian, no contoh. This is your rumusan. The very first step is the questions will usually minimum to give you 2 bahan. 2 bahan is the minimum one. So always read baca petikan dan bahan grafik. Okay, it can be bahan grafik. It can also be what? Puisi. There is a possibility. And a lot of time, they will give you 1 petikan, 1 picture, and then 1 either gurindam, pantun, sajak, which is the puisi. So over here, petikan is bahan 1. Usually, bahan grafik and the puisi. Bahan 2 atau bahan 3. And remember, all the bahan, it must be fully utilized. You must get the isis from all the bahan. This is compulsory. Then to find the focus. Focus, it means the same as what I always mention to you in class. Senarai kata kunci. So the senarai kata kunci is what? faktor, sebab punca, usaha, cara, langkah, kaedah, tindakan, pendekatan, faedah, manfaat, kemaslahatan, kesan positif. So this is all the focus. When you go through the questions, when you go through the petikan to find out whether they are under which category, you can also apply the FCUK. Faktor, cara, usaha, kesan. Is there anything relevant to this or not? Okay. Then the second one is the focus. Usually it can be 2 focus or 3 focus. Actually, it can up to 4 focus, but right now they are not to the extent lah. Exam is either 2 or 3 lah. But there is a possibility for you to have 4. Reasons I will tell you later. 2 focus or 3 focus. 1 focus, 1 paragraph lah ha. So if it's 2 focus, you will have what? The pendahuluan, isi, and the penutup, isn't it? So if it's 2 focus, then it's 4 paragraph. If it's 3 focus, then it's 5 paragraph. Then, how are you supposed to identify whether this is your focus in rumusan? Always come back to this point. Minimum 2 isi dalam kategori yang sama. Then only it will become your focus. Okay, what does it mean? Let's say right now, we have 2 questions and with the same topic, amalan membaca. But we got 2 different rumusan. Rumusan 1, rumusan 2. So from these questions, what do we have? In the rumusan, in the petikan, you see they are given you cara-cara untuk memupuk, amalan membaca, kesan positif, dan juga kesan negatif, amalan membaca. So for the first rumusan, after you have read through all the bahan, you see there is 5 cara given in the passage. 3 kesan positif, 3 kesan negatif. And then for the second rumusan, 5 cara, 2 kesan positif, 1 kesan negatif. Okay. So for the first rumusan, may I know how many focus you have for this one? Sorry, it is 3. For the first rumusan, how many focus you have for this one? Is still alive or not? Still awake, huh? So for the first rumusan, how many focus? Think about it. Why suddenly off the video? Hey, you still can listen to me, oh? Because it stopped. Scared is my laptop issue. Hello, guys. Oh, luckily. Okay, can I? All right, so for this question, yes, how many focus you have? You have 3. 1, 2, 3. Then for the rumusan duo, only 2 focus, 1, 2, because it never meet the minimums of what? Minimum 2 isi dalam kategori yang sama. Minimum 2 isi dalam kategori yang sama. Yang ni tidak memenuhi kehendak. That's why they got 3 focus here and there is 2 focus here. This is one part. Okay, then the last already. How this rumusan, the mark being allocated. So let's see. You will have pendahuluan. You will have the focus. And then you will have the penutup, isn't it? Okay. So the focus, you have focus 1, focus 2. No matter how, you will need to have 8 isi. This is the format. How are you supposed to do the combination? Which part you are lost? How are you supposed to do the combinations? Focus 1 plus focus 2. In total, you must have 8 isi. So start with the minimum 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. No matter how, it is 8 EC in total. Either combination. Okay, good. So either combination is accepted, okay? So as long as it's 8 ECs for the focus, then we'll do. Then 1 EC, 2 marks. 8 EC, 16 marks. So for the focus here, you will get 16. 2 for pendahuluan, 2 for penutup. In total, 20. Additional 10 is the bahasa. So for the bahasa, how you get the bahasa marks? Okay, over here. Satu isi, satu ayat. Dengan menggunakan apa? Penanda wacana. Dan setiap ayat tidak boleh bermula dengan kata kerja. So for all the sentence, you need to start off with a topic or watak. Then only the kata kerja and the explanation. Always remember, you must start off with a frasa nama. This is how you secure your bahasa marks. So in total, 30. And then in order for you to get and to secure your paper, the marks are, you must get 25 and above. So basically, if all your focus and easy is correct, and you follow the penanda wacana, follow the bahasa of these two, 25 and above is not an issue. Okay, 25 and above is not an issue. And then over here, how many words for your rumusan? 120, not to exceed 120, because if you exceed 120, either the teachers will directly deduct 5 marks or the teachers will never look at the words after 120. Okay, if the teacher are lenient enough, maybe they will finish off the last one, the last sentence, but no matter how, you will be missing the penutup marks. There will be high chance for that. Then the last one for penutup cannot have watak. What does this mean? Kesimpulannya, topik harus cadangan supaya or agar harapan. Okay. Now I give you an example. Amita, later I tell you. Okay, for this one, let me finish the penutup first. Just now I used the contoh as amalan membaca, isn't it? So let's see. Kesimpulannya, amalan membaca is the topic, so you will need to mention your topic. Amalan membaca harus dipentingkan ataupun diamalkan, also can, supaya dapat melahirkan generasi yang berpengetahuan plus. Okay, by looking at this up, what I want to tell is, you got a topic correct, but please make sure your cadangan got no watak. If you say dipentingkan oleh masyarakat, no. Okay, whenever your teacher see watak, they might just mark you wrong. So the best is do not include the watak unless in school your teacher asks you to include it. Okay, supaya dapat melahirkan, this is the harapan. And one thing, after supaya, no kata kerja. Supaya melahirkan, bahasa marks gone. That's why you need to have kata bantu. After supaya and agar, no kata kerja. You must include the kata bantu. So this is it. Cannot. So the bahasa also take note on this. Okay. Now, the first one. Would the marker count the number of words refers to the numbers of words we mentioned? I cannot tell you your teachers will never count, but I cannot tell you there will counts for each paper because they need to mark so many paper. You just imagine in this way. What if so-called incidents, the marker have some arguments with the husband or with the wife, and it's in a very bad mood, you don't know. So they don't want to mark the papers, but they want to do something, so maybe they count on it. They realize the words written there, and then it's not the difference as he or she count. I cannot tell, right? I cannot tell whether you are that lucky or not. Okay, so I cannot guarantee whether you are that lucky or not. Do not lie on the words. Okay, then can you copy exactly for easy? Come to the question now. For the easy part, can you just copy and paste from the petikan? Nah, over here they ask you tidak melebihi 120 kata perkataan, and then Anda digalakkan supaya menggunakan ayat Anda sendiri tanpa mengubah maksud asal petikan. What is the meaning of digalakkan? It means encourage, meaning to say, if you never change the word, you copy bulat-bulat from the top, you are also correct because that just mentions you are encouraged to use your own sentence. But even if you never use your own sentence, you are not considered wrong unless they change this to diwajibkan. Diwajibkan, it means compulsory. Compulsory here means if you never do it, you never use your own sentence, then you are wrong. This is diwajibkan. But the words they are using digalakan. Then, but teacher, when my school teachers write, they ask us to change the sentence, it's because maybe your teacher has some expectations to you. They feel what you can do it. That's why they ask you to change the sentences. But then in the schema, it is not. Even if you copy bulat-bulat, correct sentence structure, correct grammar, you will still get the marks. Because all the grammar, they will be tested in the kalangan already. So over here, if your teachers are those that are very smart enough, they will not really ask the student change a lot because the more you change, the higher the chance you might make mistake. Then it means you might lose the mark as well. Okay? But this is applied in SPM. For your prior paper, you will need to follow your teacher's preference because they are the one who mark your paper. But this is applied in the SPMR. Okay, so basically this is what you need to take notes for your room set. Okay, we still got 7 minutes left. We are almost done already. If you got any questions, right, you want to clarify anything, there are still some times left. You may chat with me, clarify with me in the text box. So if you got no questions already, we are done today. Thank you so much. Anything you may clarify. Ciao. So see you when I see you. Bye bye. Okay, bye. Swan, 70分你要算. You need to count because it's in the sections. Because there is whenever there is a maximum, how many words you need to write, then you will need to do the counting. Penanda wacana counted as one word. Selain itu, bukan itu sahaja, all counted as words. Actually, kata mushroom also counted as one now. Okay, end the recording first. Bye bye.